I'm very excited to announce that we have a startup coming out of stealth mode here today. It is so stealth that only the people at the MIT IT conference this morning and yesterday have seen anything about it, I think. At least they're announcing in a press release today that they're out of stealth, so that's pretty official. Andrew Heiser, please welcome Andrew Heiser.
My name is Andrew Heiser. I am the head of product for a company called Smart Video. That's smartvid.io if you go looking for us. About a little over a year ago, our CEO, Josh Kanner, who has had a lot of experience in the AEC, or architecture, engineering, construction industry, was doing some research to find out what the next big thing for him was going to be. Spent a lot of time talking to many of his contacts in the AEC industry, time in the field, and determined that there was one opportunity that really stuck in his mind. Turns out people in the AEC industry need to record the progress of their construction as they build a building. So a building like this, we see it as a finished product. As it's being built, however, they need to record every single stage of that production. They take photos, videos, all of this stuff has to go somewhere, and they need to be able to find it later. Traditional environments such as YouTube, Vimeo, enterprise media platforms don't work for this kind of field or factory level kind of use. The data is very, very large. The videos are unstructured, they're raw, they're not tagged, so they need to be able to find a way to capture this content, store it in one location, and then find it later. One of the scenarios that we found with one of our alpha customers was that they were getting occasional lawsuits that were coming through from their clients when something happened to the construction that they were building. If they weren't able to find the video or photo record of what they had built, they were likely to be liable. And we had a number of clients who have managed to avoid these liabilities because by chance they were able to find a photo. These photos are either on somebody's laptop or happen to be on someone's smartphone. The other challenge that we're finding in the IT community was that these construction companies are now getting gigabytes and terabytes of data pushed into their collaboration environments. These are legacy collaboration environments that are simply not designed to handle this kind of quantity of data. So we're both finding from the field a need to capture this information, store it and find it, and then from the IT world, a solution for storing this information and being able to hold it for long periods of time. So in April last year, Josh reached out to myself. My past is about 25 years in professional services, designing every kind of system you could possibly imagine. We got our heads together and decided that there was an opportunity for a new class of platform targeting the industrial media environment. So I'm very proud today to come out of stealth and open up for private registration in our beta program. So if anyone is interested in having access to a system like this, either reach out to me directly, and I have my business card here, or you can go to our website and register, or you can come to me later, give me your business card, and I will sign you up. So the way this platform typically works is that from no matter what kind of device you are capturing video, whether it be a smartphone, a drone, a GoPro, or a wearable, we have a way to get that content into our system. On the way into our system, we're applying machine learning techniques to automatically tag that content so that you can find it later. Not just the file itself, but actually into the content. So an example of this use would be a superintendent on a construction site. As they're recording the progress, they can take a video and narrate where they are, what they're looking at, and we will use machine learning, auto speech recognition to identify what they're saying and when in that video. So they can come back later and say, I want to see this particular location over the last 6 months. And they get to see the progress of that build. They can also then go into the video. That particular tag covers a period of time. They can then share that tag with anyone. So they're not sending around a large data file. They're not having to edit any of the content. It simply goes to whoever they want to share it with in a controlled, professional, branded manner, and collaboration happens very quickly and simply and easily, rather than having to cut that piece of video out and send it via email. We've also overlaid commenting and markup so that they can collaborate on the content. Again, sharing very simply and easily. The next thing we're working on is image recognition and object recognition, both in still images and in the video as well. So our goal is that we'll be able to automatically tag this content on the way in, and people are able to instantly find it. So when we started with several alpha customers with 2 job sites here in Boston. After 6 months of use, we've done some analysis of the work that they've been doing with our tool. Been able to establish that they can save up to 60% of their time in tracking progress using our tool, and up to 80% of their time in finding content. This is a paradigm shift in being able to use this content. Once upon a time, this data was captured, stored, and archived, and rarely actually used. Now, because it's so easy to find, they're actually using it as part of their build process. Those numbers, 80%, 60%, actually translate into about 5.5 months worth of man hours per year of construction. So this is just the AEC industry. Obviously, this has uses in many other fields as well. Particularly interested in the inspection market, in the lab, seeing use on the factory floor as well. So I think that's about it. How am I going for time?
You're doing very well. So I had a question. One of the very big marks, I think, of a very confident innovator is to not take yourself too seriously. So Andrew has actually graciously shared with me a little anecdote, and let me just paraphrase it, and you can correct me, because I more wanted your observation on it than anything else. So he tells me this is one of their first client engagements. They get the video back, and as you've understood, the video is the whole point here, so annotated video. They get the video back, can't find any sound on this entire video, so they analyze the whole thing. And then you end up sending an email back to the demo client saying, next time it would be a good idea to add sound, since that's sort of what we're analyzing and annotating. So upon reflection, you found that there was actually sound.
Yes, yes.
What would you, in retrospect, have done differently in order to perhaps communicate a little smarter with your client?
Make sure that the device that they're recording with actually has the mic exposed. So in this particular case, and like all of our alpha customers, we talked about having gotcha situations. We learned something new in every case. This particular one, we had expected them to use a GoPro device for recording on a construction site, very dusty environment, so they had decided to put it into a very secure enclosure and no mic. And so when this guy first sent through his videos, it was kind of like, I'm sure we told them that you're supposed to speak throughout this, otherwise we're not going to understand anything you say.
Right.
And so I sent off an email saying, you're supposed to speak. And he wrote back and said, oh, we did. We turned the volume all the way up, and sure enough, there he was whispering in the background. Yeah. But that's why we have alpha customers and why we learn these things.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.